I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome back, Coyote fans. We're week 5.
Let's go,
Mr. Edwards, you want to get us started here tonight?
Yeah, he's ready. Cheers, cheers for Uvalde High. Send all those praises up to the sky. Send that football down the field. Don't let a Billy interfere now. We never stagger, we never fall. We always get there with that football. All you kids from UHS, we're all out to win this game.
Let's go, Yotes!
Right.
Come on, man.
Well, we've got a couple different faces with tonight. We have a sit-in for Mama Jan.
Just coming
everywhere.
He's making the round.
You're going to keep us in line. Now, we don't have Mama Jan here to keep us in line, so it's your job.
Whenever we're running behind time, I'm jumping right in.
Musical chair game.
And our guest speaker tonight, Coach McNamara, our defensive coordinator here in Uvalde. Welcome.
Welcome, Coach.
Great to be here.
Go Coyotes.
Well, you know, we've had Coach Miller a couple times, 2 or 3 times, and we've had his wife Leanne, and I know there's some football rivalries in that family. You got any favorite teams that you and Coach Miller banter back and forth about?
Oh, yeah. He's a huge Aggie fan. I'm not. I go
Not a boy.
Right.
You can't be perfect.
That's most of it right there.
I knew that defense was stout.
I don't know if you realize it, but you're kind of a minority here in Uvalde.
I imagine let's get a little worse with Gabby this
Just
year.
saying.
Yes, it's a lot worse with Gabby.
Well,
Well, see, the bad thing with Leanne, it used to be a Longhorn.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
she switched
she's
to
a
the
smart
Longhorn
woman.
side.
But she is.
But our coach told me she's still watching every game. She makes him sit there and watch every Horn game, and he's like, "Come on, let's turn it. Nope, she won't.
She's just wanting to watch them lose is what she wants to do. It's like all the other Aggies.
That may not happen this
Not
year.
gonna happen.
Oh, y'all are sweet. That's great for Aggie fans.
As long as you lose the
y'all
last
say
one,
that.
we don't care.
Y'all got some stuff coming, but whatever.
We'll see. We'll see about that. So, well, anyway, we want to thank our sponsors, First Aid Bank.
Thank you, First Aid Bank.
Luigis sponsor here later tonight. Definitely a huge shout out to LMG Productions. Thank y'all for getting this done for us and getting it put on. And all our fans are really appreciative that they can see us every week. We
They look
really
forward to
appreciate it.
I think they have posters of Chance up in the room.
I hope so.
Throwing darts at.
Of course, we're on YouTube and Facebook. You can see us on the Chamber of Commerce Facebook page, but we're also live on 104.9 and 102.3. Thank you for tuning in if you're listening there. Chamber's got some big things going on this month, or coming up in a couple months. We've got the Hunters Roundup. If you want to
Say hi, Javi. There you are.
there you are. Yeah.
His debut, his Chamber Pick debut.
There will be raffle tickets out for sale. Either from Chamber board members have a few, or here in the Chamber office if you want to get raffle tickets to the massive mega gun raffle. And I know the Chamber is also looking for business sponsors too. If you want to purchase a gun still, I think there's a few of those left up to raffle off. So please come on by, buy raffle tickets, and come on out. That's the first weekend in November. Friday is the Hunters Roundup, the actual Hunters Roundup, and Saturday is the barbecue cook-off. And so please come on out and join in a good time out at the Fairplex.
Fairplex.
Yeah. September of the business of the month is Uvalde Chevrolet.
Pablo keeps that
big
place
supporter
running.
of the Coyotes. We're happy to showcase you as business of the month, but we want to thank you for being such a big supporter of the Coyotes.
They want to give us all a truck to drive around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. Ryan, feel
Hey,
free.
look, you put your logo on the side.
You'd be more than happy to do
Bumper
that.
to bumper, I don't care.
Let's talk. Let's talk.
Let's talk.
We make this work.
We are. I think we are eligible for NIL. Did we get NIL money?
Exactly. Let's talk. Let's talk it out, guys.
Let's talk,
Let's have a conversation.
You're new in town. You want to make a show? This is the perfect way to make a show.
in the streets, right?
Be standing in line to get that vehicle the chance.
Well, I'm sure they'll make you a good deal.
They will.
They'll make you good. So, and as always, Chamber Picks is brought to you in conjunction with Uvalde Leader-News. Please play at
The
home.
leader.
Get your
of
picks
Uvalde.
submitted
There
by
they are.
Thursday.
We're not even on camera. Yeah.
Don't hide.
I really want to compliment the person that decided that this week would be a good week to get that graphic up there that shows.
Well, it looks good, doesn't it?
Shows our deal. It does. Yeah.
We need to look good here.
It's been the last 4 weeks.
Looks good.
Looks good.
It's pretty
It's
hard.
been in the paper the last 4 weeks.
It's pretty hard to get 10 wrong.
Just as hard to get 10 right.
All right. What else, guys? We got anything else before we get started tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Uvalde Animal Control for coming to pick up another possum that I caught at the house, man. Y'all are lights out.
This is going to go from Chamber Picks to
Man,
Possum Update.
I'm telling you, I got another one. Yeah, apparently that mama had a lot of babies.
From chamber picks to
Goodness
possum
gracious.
pickups.
Yep, they pick them up on the spot, baby. So Uvalde Animal Control, my man. Let's go. Thank you.
I guess the last thing before we get started tonight, the Coyotes are in the Honey Bowl this week, and so please come on out to watch them. But if you can't, you can follow at home on UvaldeRadio.net. I think we've got a couple guest commentators this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Simon's partner this week.
Are you?
And
right.
also,
handle for all three of those.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cramped in the space they give us. And also, the UCISD YouTube channel is going to be showing video of the game with our broadcast
Nice.
piped in. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah,
so
buddy.
if you
Making waves.
go to the Honey Bowl, but if you can't,
You can listen live, or you can watch on the UCISD's YouTube page.
YouTube page
And listen as well.
Yeah.
or on your UvaldeRadio.net.
Yeah, and if you want to go to the game and have a little radio set inside, you can sit there and watch and listen to Nano and I guess have a great play-by-play. So anyway, all right, let's get started tonight.
Enough of that.
Enough of that.
Never mind.
I did
Bills are paid. Let's go on.
I did a lot of research this week. Dang it.
Can't wait to hear it.
All right, Willie, we'll start down there with you.
All right.
We got Kansas City at the LA Chargers. We got Kansas City is 3-0. The Chargers are, what are the Chargers? 2-1. But Kansas City is a 7.5 point favorite on the road.
Yeah, I might take the points if that was available, but I like Kansas City. I think they're
I can hook you
on
up
their
with
way to a 3-peat or however many peat, 2-peat. Anyway, Kansas City.
I'm
It
with
is
you.
available
I
if
think
you look-
Kansas City's
look
going to
hard
fall
enough.
off at some point, but I don't think after last week's Charger performance that this is going to be the one to do it. So give me the Swifties.
Swifties, yes, sir. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs also. What are they, like on a 10, 11 game win streak since last year, including the playoffs? They're looking pretty unstoppable right now. Chiefs.
Yeah, and what's different is this year they're winning with some defense too.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got defense in there, and you throw in Mahomes there in the playoffs. Watch out.
Mhm.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, if the Chargers didn't have so much going on, I would think this is the week that they were gonna, they're not gonna win them all.
Yeah, no.
So you got to find the one that you think that's going to be in there and make a move on it. But with the new coach, I thought Chargers, but they, like I said, they have injury problems and they've got some other stuff going on. So yeah, and we want to talk about Kelsey's haircut. It's horrible. I mean, I went in this week and said, "Give me the bud." Yeah, this is my bud look right here. I work hard on this, And Kelsey, he looks like Ellen DeGeneres and somebody else. I mean, it's pretty rough haircut. Anyway, let's go with give me the Chiefs one more time.
I gave up thinking I know anything about the NFL games. I think last week 10 underdogs won, outright. Just crazy. And yeah, Kansas City's won, what'd you say, like 10 in a row, something like that,
it's like
going back to last year. But this year, they're a few plays away from being 1-2,
Yeah.
Oh, very much.
There's really no dominant teams, thus far. I mean, it's the early going yet still, but with the Chargers injuries and the way KC's playing in general, I'm going to take the Chiefs.
The Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right.
They have struggled a lot, though. I wanted to pick the Chargers until Justin Herbert is wobbling around.
Right.
He's even questionable for the game.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
But they don't. He's a tall one too to fall over. But he's a hell of a quarterback, and not being in there, I think that's the biggest. Or even being limited. They got Chris Jones coming out. Chris Jones going to sack his, what? And give me Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Kansas City, too, make it unanimous. They're just too strong in Chargers with the quarterback being out.
It's too much.
Yeah, I just think it's too much. Kansas City, they're too good with Priest Holmes and Andy Reid and everybody. They're too good.
There was something about
we should have a chance. We should have done this for the night started. Jesse, you've got all the weeks there. What was Coach Miller on the first week?
No. Okay, well,
you know Coach Miller's?
Yeah, well, hold on. Let me.
Maybe y'all need a little bragging rights.
Hey, let's go back. Give me another pick.
Well, I think
We'll come back to
him a
that.
hard time last year because she was better than he was. And so he heard it there. So we need to make sure he hears it. So, okay. While you're doing that,
Make sure we keep track of my record compared to his.
all right, we'll do that.
I don't think he had a bad record.
Consider it done, Coach.
All right. Well, we'll stay down there with you on the second NFL game. We've got 2-1 Philadelphia Eagles going to the 2-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Philadelphia is a 2-point favorite on the road.
Yeah, I'm going to go, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to go with Philadelphia in that one. I think, the wheels aren't going to come off yet. That's usually later in the season for them. So I think they'll handle Tampa Bay. Don't really know what they are, really. Philadelphia will take them.
You got OU on one side with Baker Mayfield, and then you got Philadelphia on the other side. And every time I think of Tampa Bay and a Baker Mayfield, I just see that video replay over in my head over and over. He did it, and it was even a bigger cop that caught him.
Okay, so the cop,
the cop was a pudgy
video.
guy that caught him, tapping him. Like, come on, dude. But I think Philadelphia, they're getting close to falling off. I think it's, but I don't think it's going to be this week. Give me Philadelphia.
Disagree. Philadelphia's got their top two receivers out, plus a third guy that I hadn't heard of. So their depth is really hurting there. I don't know how they came up with the performance they did last Sunday, but I think Tampa's going to bounce back this week. Philadelphia has too many injuries. Tampa's at home too.
Yeah, there's a bunch on my sheet that are not circled yet, and I hate when I come back the short way because I like to hear everybody's thoughts on this stuff. That's why I try to get here early and listen.
Yep.
Tampa Bay, Baker's just happy. I'm not a huge fan of Baker, but he's happy there, and they're perfect example of somebody going to Cleveland, a quarterback killer, and Tim Couch. Johnny wasn't ready for the NFL, but I'm not going to throw Johnny in there. But I mean, Tim Couch, who's some other guys there? There's several guys that win.
Yeah.
You know, there's that big jersey that has all the
Kelly Holcomb.
Yeah, I mean, guys just went there. Right? It's long. I mean, it's long, and so when he goes someplace else, there he gets to Tampa Bay, and he stopped at Carolina in between there.
L.A.
Oh, okay. And so, remember,
the Rams.
He went to the Rams and had a great Monday night performance.
Yeah.
And, I mean, so you get him somewhere he's comfortable. Philadelphia, not because I hate him as much as I do. I'm kind of the same way. I think he bounces back, and I think Philadelphia they struggle against the pass. Mike Evans is going to have a big night. I don't have him on my fantasy football, unfortunately. Yeah. Nope. And so,
I got
give me Tampa Bay.
And I saw something today that hurts. It's like he's got 3 TD passes to 4 interceptions, and without a wide receiving core out there, you're saying you don't know what goes on. So how did Tampa Bay lose last week?
Right,
21 points to the Broncos, but I think they bounced back. Give me the Buccaneers.
I know that they're going to be out without the A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. I was really hoping that Brown would be back because that would help out my fantasy team this week. But let me tell you about my fantasy team. No. However, I still think that the Eagles are going to, as much as I hate to say it, they're going to go in there and get the win somehow, some way. They still have Saquon. Hurts just got to be a game manager, and defense got to go do their thing, and Baker Mayfield maybe throw a pick or two or something. And
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either. But give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles.
Well, I think it's because it's in Tampa Bay and it's going to be muggy and nasty. And anybody that's ever been to Florida, you sweat while you're taking a shower, and then you sweat more when you get out. So you have to go back in the shower, and it's just it's a bad deal.
It's hard to get out of the shower.
Yeah, you just can't get out of the shower. It's a constant shower in Florida. But in the NFL, there's 2 quarterbacks that you trust, period. Everybody else is not good.
Yeah.
All the way across you got Allen and Mahomes. That's about all you have.
1 and 2.
And so I trust Baker a little bit more, even though I really can't stand him either. But I trust him a whole heck of a lot more than I do Hurts because he's not running the ball. If he runs the ball, that's great, but I don't think he can pass, and he doesn't have receivers to throw to. So give me Baker. Give me the bait show.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree. I think Hurts is he finds a way to win. Speaking of fantasy football, he kind of carried me. He kind of carried me to the Super Bowl last year. Not having this year, but last year.
Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah.
Super Bowl
appearance. Well, he carried me to the Super Bowl appearance. Yes. I lost to that little crow over there. So,
who the chamber champ?
The chamber champ.
Chamber champ. 2.0. Philadelphia.
Philly.
All right.
Hey, one thing we didn't even mention, nobody brought it up. When does this game get played? Tampa Bay's kind of in the crosshairs of this hurricane. Yeah,
it might be bumped up.
I don't know, or no, bump back. It's too late now.
Bumped up or bumped back. Yeah.
Maybe 3 Monday night games.
Yeah,
this week.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. All right, well, Mr.
Well,
Edwards,
if it doesn't get played, then it doesn't count.
We all get a win.
Both teams. What if we just give them both an
We have to you have to re-pick.
Mr. Edwards, we'll stay down there with you.
Yeah,
We got 3-0 Buffalo, going 1-2 Baltimore, but Baltimore is a 2.5-point favorite at home. So basically, the odds makers are saying this is a pick'em game.
Yeah, I'll take Buffalo. Josh Allen is pretty damn good. So he pretty much killed me last week in fantasy football. So like 12 touchdowns.
Yeah, he did. I was upset that they pulled him so early. I was trying. I had him in 2 deals, and I was
I had that running back for him, and I was hoping, they're ahead.
They pulled
maybe
him
my
too.
guy will give me an 80-yard TD run, but no. I lost by 1.5 or something.
That was terrible.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
100% with you. Buffalo, you're gonna have to prove me wrong because I'm gonna pick you every time. With Von Miller's back, Josh Allen, like we were talking about, quarterback wise. Baltimore looked invincible and like Superman last week, but it was against the Cowboys because they just laid an egg. So
He
That was
say all
uncalled
that.
for, man. That was uncalled for.
I could just say, hey, they had a good game last week.
Hey, no,
And there's no
Baltimore had a
Texas
great
game
game.
on the slate, so you got to take it out of the Cowboys.
Oh, I'll get to Texas later. I'll fit that in there. But no, Buffalo all the way.
Yeah, give me the Bills. It has nothing to do with what happened last week. Like I said, before the season
Sandbagger.
started, man, this is just gonna be this whole season. You know, it's gonna be like this the whole season. Cowboys fans, buckle up. I'm with you. Love my Cowboys, man. I love my Cowboys, but man, dude, I'm with you, man. I'm like with you right there, dude. I'm with you right there, man. Buckle up. I'm with you, man. I'm
It's gonna
driving.
be terrible.
I'm driving. Let's go. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, give me the Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo this year kind of reminds me, or the situation is similar to Tyreek Hill in Kansas City 3 or 4 years ago, or was that 2 years ago? 3 years ago was it when he moved.
Yeah.
He's played 2 years in Miami. Anyway, everybody thought, the sky's falling. Mahomes lost his number one. You know, what is he going to do? Same thing happened to Buffalo, and Buffalo's so far has looked like a better team than it did last year, hands down. So yeah, give me Josh Allen's.
Yeah, last week. Look, I'm not making any excuses for Dallas. They were terrible.
Choose your words carefully.
They were terrible. But Baltimore had to win. If Baltimore would go 0-3, it's over. I mean, then they start shutting down the season. Same way with Cowboys. If Cowboys lose another couple, it affects the NFL. I mean, it affects everybody. You know, I mean, like I was done watching, and then I had to come back because I thought it's over. The third quarter, I was furious. I mean, I was like, well, I went in there and started cooking supper, and I just quit worrying about the game, left it on where I could hear. Then I could start hearing cheers. I was like, oh, something's going on.
I caught the second half, man.
You know, but Baltimore had to do that. But Buffalo's tough. I mean, they're that Josh Allen. Willie knows he can put some points up, and he can beat you with his legs. He can beat you with his arm, and he's tough. So yeah, give me Buffalo on the road.
Well, he's a big old boy.
Yeah,
he ain't like this. All these other little new quarterbacks. They're all big, running around like the Commanders and all these
Kyler
other
Murray.
like Daniels.
Yeah,
and,
Murray.
Yeah, they're all tiny. Yeah. No, Allen's a man. He's a full-grown man.
like I said, I caught the second half because my son's got scrimmages out of town. Thank God. But everybody's talking about, they almost made a comeback. They almost made a comeback. No, the Ravens took their foot off the gas pedal, in my opinion.
They eased up
Sorry,
a
go
little
ahead.
bit, but they, and Dallas had to get an onside kick to
That was crazy, man.
make it interesting.
But talk about that kicker, though.
Yeah,
Aubrey,
MVP.
Hey, let's go.
We should pay him now.
We can't afford him.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably his last year with us.
Did you pick? Is it my pick?
Yeah, I think so.
Is it your pick?
Tom?
I picked.
Oh, your pick. All right.
Bills.
Yeah, I mean, I remember first game of the season, we talked about, well, who's Josh Allen going to throw the ball to? Just like Jay was saying. But they're scoring 30 points a game. Baltimore, I think every game they've had big leads or fourth quarter leads, and then they let the lead slip away, and it just didn't bite them last week. So I don't think they're going to win this. I'm going to stick with Buffalo.
This has everything to do with last week. And so give me Buffalo.
There you go.
Boom.
Well, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take Baltimore.
Hey!
Yeah,
I thought we were friends.
Boy, you just saved Buffalo from losing.
Yeah, maybe. But just Baltimore looked really good. I think
Yeah,
they keep it in Lamar Jackson's hands. They can maybe slow the clock down a little bit, keep Buffalo off the field. Baltimore's got a pretty good defense. I don't know. Who did Buffalo play last week?
Jacksonville, didn't they?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, Jane, it was over at halftime.
They have no defense, so that was nothing. And Baltimore, I think, is a little better, and I think Baltimore ended up 2-2. And at home, they're really tough too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll stay right there with you. The next game, maybe a little easier one to pick. We got Jacksonville at 0-3, going to see the 2-1 Texans. I think the Texans are about a touchdown favorite in this.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty easy. I think Houston, they're really good. And I know they didn't do so hot last week, but that's a good young team that they got. And, I'm going to go with Houston.
Man.
Don't want to pick him, do you?
I don't want. I hate. Can you say it for me?
Gabe wants to pick Houston. Well, he's going to pick Houston. He just doesn't want to.
Thank you, Gabe.
Yeah, we'll take that.
All right. Well, in the NFL, Jacksonville's due to have a good game, right? Because all these teams that we thought were terrible had good games last week, but but I don't have the guts to pick them. I'm going to stick with Houston.
Yeah, Houston got rocked last week, but that's going to happen. Houston has a really cool thing about them, and the thing about it is they lost their quarterback, had this big change up in their whole organization, and within 3 years they're back.
Yeah,
I mean, usually you're talking about 5-6 years down the road to make something like this happen. These guys came back.
Cowboys, you're talking 30 years.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, we don't talk about that.
They made the playoffs or what is it? We're going to talk about it.
It's the organization. I'm very impressed with the organization. Whether they win or lose, I don't care. But what they've turned around,
they struck gold with the quarterback.
Absolutely, and now they got Stroud.
We got Dak Prescott.
Yeah, and we do. But Jacksonville is paying him $53 million, $6 million or $7 million less than
quarter billion.
Yeah,
almost
than Dak. And
in total,
these guys are. He doesn't get raked over the coals near as bad because all the eyes aren't on him, right? But anyway, going back to the game, I just think, you're exactly right. I think Jacksonville's probably due, but I'm not going to take that chance. Give me the Texans.
It's a serious pick.
Yeah, no, and that coach may be coaching for his life this weekend already. But yeah, this is one of those games. It's going to be sneaky. And if we were playing the points, I might take the points in Jacksonville.
6.5, yeah.
So give me the Texans.
I picked them last week. They didn't do too hot in Minnesota. I guess it was the environment out there. It's a tough place to play. And they're playing really good ball. Sam Darnold's playing lights out, man. Yeah. Sam Darnold, Gabe, remember? Give me the Texans, man. Give me the Texans.
100%. I said last week, Houston needs to give me a reason to not pick them, and they did last week. But now we're here with Jacksonville. So, and you can sit there and you can look at all this.
You got to lead. Why don't you go
for
it?
You can talk yourself out of but they really gotta want this one, and the other one doesn't, and blah blah blah. And they're 3-0, and they're 0-3, and blah, blah. You can find reasons, but I got to quit doing that. So let's go Texans.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the team here. I think Houston at home, and I think I'm with Wally Bob over there. I think they've done a good job rebuilding, and I think they've got a pretty good organization. And so go Texans.
All right, that'll wrap up our NFL slate for the night. So we'll get to the college games next. We'll stay down there with you, Willie. We've got North Carolina at 3-1, going to Duke at 3-1. Duke is a 3-point favorite at home, so that means we got another toss-up game here.
Yeah, I mean there's 30 miles between Chapel Hill and Durham, so it's not like it's a big trip North Carolina's going to have to make. I think North Carolina's got to come back after having 70 put on them last week. I'm going to take North Carolina.
Well, me and my wife, Sally.
Here we go.
Me and my wife, Sally.
You could have counted on
We haven't gotten 70 points hung on us in the 40 years we've been married. No, let's go Duke. And Mike Elko's squad that he left behind, they're going to take care of. They're going to send old Mackey into retirement.
Ooh.
So let's go Dukies.
All right. When it comes to North Carolina and Duke, I don't care if it's football, baseball, basketball, hockey, table tennis, doesn't matter what it is. I'm going with the Tar Heels.
I like it. Honestly. I'm with you, Papa.
It's going to be a rivalry.
I still hate Christian Laettner.
And then you can throw everything out the window. I don't know. You do know you're talking about Elko's squad here. They've got a Texas quarterback now.
Oh yeah,
that's running that squad.
Hey, no, and he's from Inglewood too. So Dr. Dre, Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood.
Always up to no good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. California love. Let's go.
Rest in peace,
Malik Murphy or whatever. Let's go.
What do you got? This is one
California.
No, again, it's another one.
Give me Duke. I'm going to take Duke.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. It's a pick 'em. Always think, much as I hate him, Mac Brown always has everybody ready to play. I mean, he's going to have them ready to play. Duke's got a good.
Except for last week.
Yeah, yeah, they got beat out by BYU. Is that who they got beat by?
Duke.
It's his wife's fault.
James
Madison. Oh yeah,
James Madison Tech.
JMU.
yeah.
They're no slouch.
Not even one of the most famous presidents.
Yeah, I mean,
Herbert Hoover.
Most people don't even know he was
Just a
president.
middle of the road president.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really they know his name.
I don't even. Give me Duke.
Yeah, this one's super tough. I think Duke's been more consistent over the season. I mean, just kind of glancing at the schedule and the scores. The only thing that would make me think North Carolina is going to win is because, Mac kind of hinted at retirement in the locker room, and, the media took it and ran with it. And, maybe the players will, circle the wagons and play for Mac this week.
Win one for Mac.
But I'm going to take Duke. I'm sorry, Mac. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You too, Sally.
I almost thought you were going to go.
We forgive you.
After all that, I thought you were going to go with North Carolina. But I'm going to go with the old UTQB and Duke. And that's all I got.
Oh, Pablo and Willie swinging.
Coach?
Yeah, I don't know. This one's a tough one. I kind of went back and forth. But I'm going to go with North Carolina. I think Mac Brown gets some refocus.
Attaboy.
It'll be tough because
Nice pick,
Malik
Coach.
Murphy, former Longhorn, is doing a really good job over there at Duke. But I think Mac Brown kind of gets them refocused. And, they did put 40 or 50 up last week.
They can score. They're going to score.
So, of course,
should-
giving up 70. But James Madison, I know they're one nobody's really heard of, but they're like one of those teams that you don't schedule them, like Appalachian State or like their North Dakota States or those. Just don't schedule them because they can come up and get you at any time.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with North Carolina.
All right, we'll stay down there with the big game of the week. We got the Bucknell Bison going to Lehigh.
Lehigh.
Bucknell is they're 2-2, and Lehigh is 3-1.
Yeah, I have no clue. I'm going with Lehigh.
There you go.
There you go, Coach.
That's just who I picked. I have no clue as to either one of them.
So I looked up some notes on this game. It just says, Patriot League rivalry between two teams seeking redemption.
Dun, 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 dun.
Tonight.
Movie of the week.
Scott Van Pelt and the Patriot League.
Like Law and Order.
I guess I'm going to go with... Oh.
What's up, buddy?
I just got it.
That's right there, but it's a perfect spot right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Look at this guy. I say this guy all the time when I see him.
This is the best part, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We got to speed up now. We got. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Finish it before they get cold.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to go out to Luigi.
West Main Street.
Take care.
Thank you.
Go to Luigi's.
Yeah. Once again, go visit Luigi's.
100%.
Luigi's, best pizza in town.
Best pizza in town, hands down. And we'll be there next week, right?
Yes, we will be there.
I'm
still so lost in this whole Bucknell League.
Still doing
so I'm like you have a lot of notes to analyze.
They're looking for redemption. Give me Bucknell.
Well, Lehigh's the Mountain Hawks. I think that's a pretty cool mascot.
Yeah.
Bison is cool too, but somewhat generic.
Just, BB, Bucknell, Bison.
And
could have been butterflies. The Bucknell.
yeah, BB. The Lehigh, I think, has a little bit stronger football tradition than Bucknell, and Lehigh's undefeated at home this year, 2-0. So Lehigh.
I wonder how big their stadium is.
I think I saw it was like 13,000, something like that.
Like the Honey Bowl fits that.
It's like a Honey Bowl grade,
Does the Honey Bowl hold that many?
No, it's
No,
more like
I don't think 13,000 people would want to go to the Honey Bowl.
it's about 5,000. I think. It's about 5,000.
You can get them creative.
For both sides? 5,000?
I think it's about 5,000.
The Honey Bowl has restrooms for like 12.
You can prom pose it, right?
Yeah, now prom, that's a different thing. Yeah,
Prom
that's a
pose it,
different
you
thing.
can fit 14,000 in Honey Bowl.
Every bit, yeah.
Put some on the water tower.
Yeah,
I climbed that one.
Skybox.
I knew that one was coming too. That was set up perfectly.
yeah. I tried to look up some information on this, and somewhere, then I could never find it again. It said Lehigh was 13th, and Bucknell was 15th, or 57th, or something way down there. And so anyway, then I went down a rabbit hole and I looked up some other stuff on Lehigh, and then they were like, I would go to Lehigh because your salary's going to be better. And then it was just people talking trash about Bucknell. And so it was awesome. So, of course, I chimed in on a few things. I don't even know anything about anybody.
They sent you a hat.
It's like poke the bear. But, anyway, give me
Got
Lehigh.
a new tattoo.
Yeah, give me Lehigh.
Yes, I was going to go with Lehigh. I couldn't find much information on them. I did find out that their running back's name is Luke Yoder. And me being a big Star Wars geek that I am, use the Force, Luke. Hopefully Lehigh wins this week. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Dang it, you were looking at my notes because I wrote like the leading rusher is Luke Yoder. And I was like, man, that sounds like something my uncle used to call like Yoda. Like, hey, is that Yoder? Is that Yoder? And I was like, come on, like that's perfect. Yeah, so that's literally
You gotta cover your notes around me, man.
great minds, dude. So no, we're all good. So yeah, no, give me like as in Uvalde we call Lehigh. Lehigh or Lehigh?
Lehigh.
Lehigh. Isn't that the translation?
Didn't they used to make a grape soda? Lehigh grape soda.
I think it was, Radar, wasn't it? It was a knee high.
Knee-high.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lehigh.
Radar,
Well,
yeah.
Close enough.
Lehigh.
Only a couple of letters off.
2 letters down.
Bucknell now to be the binoculars, man. The Bucknell binoculars, man.
The Pinell.
Give me Lehigh.
Lehigh.
L'chaim.
All right, our next college game, we've got 3-1 Oklahoma State going to 3-1 Kansas State. Both those teams coming off tough losses last week. And Kansas State is a 5-point favorite at home.
Yeah, that Oklahoma State, they stunk it up last week. So Kansas State at home. Give me Kansas State.
Kansas.
The Wild Kittens.
The Wild Kitties. I think Kansas State got it taken to them a whole lot worse than Okie Light did last week. And I think Okie Light's going to figure something out. And let's go with the Pokes. Go Pokes.
Yeah, I know I picked them last week also and didn't do too well, but I'm going to go with them again this week. Give me the Cowboys.
Did you watch the BYU Kansas State game? Did you watch it?
I saw some of it.
BYU had some, not scripted touchdowns. That game was a little closer than
it was fluky. It was fluky.
There's a word I was looking for.
Just typical late night West Coast.
Yeah.
And
then that's the one
or Pacific time zone game.
That the Big 12 is kind of keeping this Pac-12 late night or whatever kind of going. They've got some late night games and a little something else on to watch that are still some very competitive games because the Pac-12 is trying to resurrect themselves, but not having a very good job when Tulane tells you no. Give me Kansas State. Give me the Wildcats.
Yeah, man, it's another tough game. Kansas State, I think, has got some quarterback problems.
He's got great hair, though.
Yeah, he does.
Well, then you take Oklahoma State and, and Captain Mullet. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good things there. Yeah, so.
Hair bowl.
terrible.
Yeah,
So, folks, if you were wondering how,
The loser loses their hair match.
how statistically thought out this was, it comes down to the haircut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, give me Oklahoma
Second
State.
time we've read it.
Yeah.
Expert analysis.
Well, and Gundy can hear a bad compressor, from a
Bingo. That was impressive.
from 50 feet away. So
You bet.
Yeah.
And then go hold
And then
it
get-
up and then let him fix it or unplug
They
it.
unplugged it. Yeah,
Let's go.
can't have that going on.
Let's go, Gundy.
yeah, K-State their loss is kind of fluky, and there's no shame in losing at BYU. I mean that happens to a lot of teams. But
And not
yeah,
Norman.
I'm not sold on the quarterback, Avery Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Did they call him the little general?
Yeah,
Little general.
not our Avery Johnson.
And he has a great big mouth.
Well, let me tell you, guys.
5-0.
That would be something to see Avery Johnson. Vintage
here for Maroon Madness.
Spurs vintage, yeah, Maroon Madness.
Yeah, they flew him in on a
remember that.
helicopter. I remember that.
I'm going to take Okie Light as Chance says,
Whoop. Let's go.
and the mullet.
And the mullet. As cool as that mullet is, I can't pick anything Oklahoma. I think I even said that last week when I was filling in for Mr. Willie Edwards. I said no. No way.
Nay, he said.
Nay.
Oh,
Give me the Wildcats.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Okie Light.
Woo.
I wasn't really impressed with Kansas State against BYU, and Gundy. He's a man. He's 40.
Yeah, he is.
Man.
He's 40. Probably closer to 50 now.
Yeah, he's closer to 50 now, but
Probably
still a
closer
man.
to 60, to be honest with you.
He's had a good run there.
Oh, yeah.
Made a lot of money.
We'll stay down there with the big game of the week. We've got 3-0 Georgia going to 3-0 Alabama. Georgia is about a 2-point favorite on the road.
Alabama.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but
Oh,
I'm going to go with the Bulldogs. They've been so good the last few years, and they just kind of keep reloading. It seems like no Saban anymore, so I feel safe to go against Alabama.
I don't know.
That's
Georgia
fair.
always kind of gave Nick Saban some fits, especially towards the end there. Man, that's the 2 points. That's zero.
It's a coin flip.
It's a coin flip, and I mean Alabama's look good, but they haven't really played anybody. Georgia's, I mean, the same thing. They haven't. Neither one of these teams have they probably set it up that way so they can come in and face each other. Coming off easy
Yeah,
wins.
they both had a week to prepare too, and they were off last week.
That's right.
So
Oh man, anybody got a coin? We can just look right now, and we'll go with that. I'm gonna go with Georgia.
yeah, this is a tough one. Alabama, the last game they played, they went to Wisconsin and won pretty good. Who did Georgia play? Their last
Georgia
game?
struggled
Kentucky.
against
Kentucky.
Yeah, they almost got beat by
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
That's the one they
That
struggled.
was 2 weeks ago.
That was 2
They-
weeks
They
ago.
were off last week. But
Yeah, both teams are off. Yeah, they've had an extra week to get ready for each other. So tough. I'm going to take Alabama at home.
Yeah, again, like everybody said, we're all going to say the same thing. It's a toss-up. I mean, Georgia's tough. If you're another team going to play Georgia coming up, you're hoping Georgia loses. I mean, you're hoping that they put some whooping on them. But everybody, this whole gauntlet, this SEC football is a gauntlet. You're just going to have to play it out and see what happens. There very well could be an SEC champion that has one, if not two, losses. I mean, the way this all may turn out. So, but it's getting started here. I'm gonna on the road. I'm gonna take Georgia.
One thing, I mean, you hear Carson Beck is the #1 rated quarterback coming out. Supposed to be #1 in the draft next year. And I just don't see it a lot of times. I like Jalen Milroe in this game, but I don't know. I'd sure like to see a 1 versus 2 in Austin here in about 3 weeks. And if Georgia wins, it's going to be because the next 2 games, they don't have a chance to beat Texas. Oklahoma doesn't have enough offense to really beat anybody. They're going to have a tough time, I think. Give me Georgia on the road. Give me Georgia on the road.
Yeah, I know that what was it, 2.5 points, or what was it?
Two.
Basically
Last I
field goal?
saw was 2.
Field goal?
Monday was 1.5,
All
and
right.
now it's 2.
Yeah.
It's been going back and forth.
I don't. It could be that close. I think they'll win by at least more than 10, maybe. Going with the Bulldogs. I think Coach Mack said right. You said right now that you feel safe picking them. Now that Saban's not there, was it Gabe? Right? Yeah. I feel safe. I feel the same way too. So. No. No disrespect. I mean, but like Coach said, that aura, that orange glow that Saban has.
Whenever somebody says no disrespect, somebody's fixing
Crimson,
to get disrespected.
Yeah. That crimson glow he has is gone. So yeah, give me the Bulldogs.
Yeah, no. So Georgia, that was an SEC game. That was Kentucky, which is what we've been saying. It does not matter what kind of team and what kind of point spread you have. When you're playing in the SEC, they're going to bring it. And Texas has not yet figured that out, and they will. I'm telling you, watch.
You just don't know what you're doing.
I thought we were on Georgia.
And I'm not saying Mississippi State's going to win. I'm not saying Mississippi State's going to win, but I'm telling you, you better watch out because they are deep.
It says
Deeper
Georgia,
than Kansas
Alabama.
and Kansas State and Iowa State and all your used to
Georgia, Alabama.
old bed partners, bedfellows.
He's consistent, ladies and gentlemen. He's consistent.
Just saying.
Then Iowa State, but Iowa State will beat Florida this
Chance,
year,
the
hands
pizza's
down.
getting cold, man.
Hey, all I know, I was raised a middle class kid. So that's a Kamala Harris joke.
Let's keep the politics out.
It doesn't matter anyway. Nobody's voting for it to begin with.
Nobody's watching us anyway, so
How many do we have on watching? One person. One person's getting their time on their phone.
Game.
Hey, so
The one person.
like I said before, apparently everything went to hell. I'm saying that this game is the Georgia game last week when they barely snuck through Kentucky. That's a SEC game. That happens. Doesn't matter. Nick Saban's no longer at Alabama, and they don't have that rudder. So give me Georgia because I think they are going to prove that.
All right.
Week off.
Do we keep? Is there like a?
Hey, we don't need your Democratic.
Is there an archive that we have this? I'd like to keep.
We don't need your Democratic
Chance's spiel
party.
just in case it doesn't work out.
We don't need
I quit.
He thinks it's going
Good
to
a
work
chance to
out.
take. I
And
quit
you know
listening.
what? I'm going to take Alabama. I mean, Georgia put up 16 points against Kentucky. I bet you Alabama has a better defense than Kentucky. Just a game. So give me an hour.
Chance, who'd you take?
I picked wrong.
Georgia. Okay.
All right. Well, after that spill, that'll do the college games this week. Thank God we didn't have A&M Arkansas. It went on for 15 minutes.
Thank God they didn't have Texas, Mississippi State.
That'd have been on for 20 minutes.
You betcha. I told you all.
All right, let's go to the high school games. The high school games. We've got it's actually San Antonio, the Big 12 or the KSAT 12 big game of the week. I saw we got Smithson Valley going to Piper. Smithson Valley's 3-1. Piper's 4-0. I think, according to Dave Campbell's, what is it? Piper's a 1-point favorite.
Yeah, it's another pick. Everything we got this week's a pick 'em.
Thank you, James.
Lightning bolts.
Except for Bucknell and Lehigh. We don't really know what that
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Give me the Pied Pipers. That's all I got.
Just gonna follow those guys.
Roddy Pipers.
The Roddies.
Hot rods.
So I had to do research, and thank you, Richard Sanchez, because he's still coaching at Ingleside, and he's got some different feelers out and different coaches he's coached with. So he gave me a little heads up. But Smithson Valley apparently is not the Smithson Valley of old that we're used to because they split off with Piper and Davenport or whatever it is. So all the Smithson Valleyans are going to those schools. So they aren't what they used to be. So give me Piper for that reason, because all their athletes went there.
Yeah, I mean this could be a really good game. Either team could pull out. I'm gonna go with Piper though, just because they're ranked number 8. I think, looking it up earlier, in the state. So
Man at home. Right?
yeah, and at home, yeah. So Piper.
I don't think Smithson Valley necessarily lost their athletes. I think all three, Smithson Valley, Piper, and Davenport, they all went. They were all, I think, regional finals or better last year. So they just have plenty of athletes up there. I don't know. This is gonna be a close one. I think Piper was picked to win that district.
I think they're favored by 2, right?
But I mean,
one is what I
win
saw.
a district. Yeah, they were.
I mean,
yeah,
like
they
for
were
the game.
Yeah, they were favored in the game by 1. Picked to win the district. Give me Smithson Valley though. Give me.
Hey,
Rangers.
Yeah, Smithson Valley, I don't know. Their coach is tough. I mean, he'll have them ready to play. I mean, Piper, I'm sure, is very good. I think this is going to decide pretty much decide who the district champion is pretty early in the game here. I mean, so I went on there and looked at their schedule, and the people that Smithson Valley beat, they beat handily, 65-0, 45-0. I mean, and then I think they lost to Brennan, and then I don't know. I just go back and forth, but I know they're probably, and Chance is probably right, they're probably not the ones of old, but and Chance talked to a coach one time this season that wasn't even here and got the right answer. Now he's got somebody he's really talking to. So I hate to go against him.
And Alabama. Yeah. And a side note, Cameron Arnold is their wide receiver coach, and I think he coached here at Uvalde at some point. Is from what Richard said.
From Curve over, right? Then to
from here and then Curve and then or whatever. But Cameron Arnold, sorry.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, give me the Rangers. Give me Smithson Valley.
Yep. Piper, they struggled against Wagner last week, and I was reading Wagner has a flexbone offense, which I'm assuming is a running offense, maybe a spread type.
A little more flexible than the wishbone.
Yeah, a little more flexible than the wishbone. But they were tied in the third quarter, and Smithson Valley's a ball control team. They got Larry, Coach Hill, Piper's new kid on the block. I think Smithson Valley wants to kind of assert that they're still the big boys, and so I'm going to take Smithson Valley.
Yeah, look at this game up. I mean, just growing up, Smithson Valley was always Smithson Valley, and they're 3 or 4 rounds into the playoffs. Even if they would move up from like 5A to 6A, they were going deep in the playoffs, and I just don't understand how you do that. But having them breaking up, and I mean, they probably didn't lose it, but that means they lost a couple that could be those games. But Smithson Valley has also won. They have won big, 31 points, at least 31 points to every team they've won. So I'm going to take the Rangers on this one.
I'm going to.
Pipers.
It seems like keep this side of the room going. I'm going to take Smithson Valley also. They've been really good for a really long time, and it's hard to go against them.
All right. That gives us to the next one. We got the Mighty Peanuts of Pearsall going to Lytle Pirates. Pearsall's 1-3.
You need to trademark that. You need to trademark that.
Yeah.
Pearsall's 1-3, and Lytle is 3-1. Lytle is an 18-point favorite according to Dave Campbell's.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Lytle. I know they're pretty good this year, and I don't think Pearsall's quite ready for that.
Yeah, give it Lytle too. I'm going with Lytle, because Coach said.
That's a good reason. Yep, Lytle had a good year last year. It seems like they're picking up where they left off. Pearsall's been struggling, so I'm taking Lytle.
Yeah, give me Lytle.
Lytle. This one's the easier one of the night.
Yeah, give me the Pirates, matey.
The same thing. I think Pearsall's a little young, like another one we're going to have coming up, and their year is not this year, but will be in the future. So keep building, but yeah, Lytle Pirates.
Arg.
Swab the deck.
All right. We know who you picked now, so we'll stay down there with you. We'll give you Savonelle and Rock Springs, too.
All right. You know, I don't know if y'all remember, but I was born in Rock Springs.
I did not know that.
And they named the county.
Edwards County,
named
man.
the county.
How nice.
And then I moved down here. So
You showed them.
Parting gift.
Edwards County.
give me the goats. Give me the Angoras.
You know, and that's like that's the most fitting mascot for that area because you remember growing up in that area. I mean, the Goatsy Ranch is my grandparents up there. We were always up there, and there's Angors everywhere, and that's perfect. And those things are so mean. So, but I think Rock Springs, Richard, that was one of his buddies that's the coach there, and he said he's one of the most like mindful ball coaches that can talk the game with you, and he knows what he's doing up there. So, with the road trip and everything. Sorry, Sabinal, but I got to go with the Angoras.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rock Springs also. Hopefully the Yellow Jackets can come out and prove me wrong. I hope they do, but yeah, give me the Angoras.
Yeah, give me Rock Springs in this. Like I said, Sabinal's young; they'll get there, but probably not this year. So give me Rock Springs.
Yeah, I've caught a little flack from Sabinal people. Yeah, you know, I made fun of some of the restaurants. I made fun of some other things. And they get all swole up, you know. I hate picking against them, but they're just not a good ball club this year, unfortunately. And you're young, and it happens. Happens to the best. Everybody's got to go through it, right? Yep. Rock Springs played 2 teams. That's all they played, 2 teams. One freshman team, and then one of them, was it really for El Paso?
It
Was
was
it?
an El Paso team.
It
wasn't
even if they met halfway. That was somebody had a long
On a ranch.
I mean,
Hopefully they met halfway.
Yeah.
I mean, golly.
And, you know, my daughter used to be big in powerlifting, and when the Rock Springs kids show up, they're naturally.
That's country strong.
I mean, like,
strong.
you know, there's several of those people there putting several feed bags on each shoulder, walk up the side of a mountain. I mean, carrying stacks of Angora goats on their shoulder and walking up a mountain. You know,
Careful. I'm talking about my birthplace.
I'm not. You know, I just went up there the other day. Hey, Rock Springs got a great Thai food restaurant. Hard to believe.
What's
but
up?
they have a
Yeah,
fantastic
I
Thai
heard
restaurant downtown.
I
Rock
heard that
Springs.
it's getting going.
Yeah.
Gabe, can we do a show?
I think somebody married someone from Thailand and brought them in. They've been there for years, and really they have really good food. And so, you know, anyway, I know that doesn't mean anything, but Rock Springs is, you know, I hate to go against Sabinal, but yeah, give me the Angors.
Give me the Angora Thai food place.
Yeah, hey, it's really good. Thai Palace or something. I think. Yeah, no, it's good food.
Yep, can't take Sabinal yet. Been wanting to take him this year, but you know it's just
Yeah, believe me, it's not good.
yeah,
It hasn't worked out for me.
it hasn't worked out for Willie, so
I
I'm
got a ticket though.
gonna stick with Rock Springs here.
Speaking of tickets, I got one in Hondo though. I'm going to get my poor sister-in-law. You know, she had bladder surgery. I'm trying to get out of the hospital. This guy pulls me over. He doesn't even ask me. You know, I'm like, are you in a hurry for some reason? He didn't even ask for my insurance. He goes back and gives me the citation and says, God bless you. You gotta be kidding me.
Hey, I picked Hondo last week.
God bless you, buddy.
I'm glad y'all lost.
Chance, did we ever figure out what Coach Miller's record was?
No, I didn't. I don't have it on this stuff, but I will. We'll put it up like the game day stuff for next going up. Yeah, so
Yours will be better, Coach. We have confidence.
yeah, no, we'll have everything on like a graphic to where all the guest pickers. Sorry, Wolf. Dude,
head to head
gonna
right
like
there.
Sorry, Wolf, you're not gonna like it too much, buddy. But no, I know. I'm not
He's
gonna
excited
say.
about the
But,
pizza. As am I. Can I pick Rock Springs? Give me Rocky.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rock also.
Rock.
All right, that gets us to our big game of the week at the Honey Bowl.
Yeah.
Let's go, yo.
Sounds
It'll be a really good game, I think. You know, Fredericksburg's they're coming in 0-4, but that doesn't really represent them. They played an unbelievable non-district schedule, and we're coming in 2-2. We've been taking on some tough teams and some tough referees, and hopefully that doesn't happen this week. And it's the first district game. The winner of this kind of obviously not in the playoffs, but maybe puts you in a good spot.
Yeah.
So and then of course being here at the Honey Bowl, everybody come out and support us. It's been great this year. Over in Hondo, it was amazing. Last week in Crystal, it was great. All the support, and our kids are battling, and with everything that happened last week, and they come back and battle, and just all the emotions and everything. It's it just shows that this group, they're hardworking, tough, gritty group, and I think we'll put on a good show Friday night, and we're excited about it. Fredericksburg, like I said, 0-4, but that doesn't show what they are. They're always a tough team, and it'll be a good game.
All right.
Man, I went to that game, and I have to agree, those refs, like...
Thought Hondo was bad.
Yeah.
This was 100 times worse.
I'm one that defends the refs, and dude, it's a huge, but dude, on those fumbles, inadvertent whistles, come on,
that nobody
guys,
heard.
That nobody heard. It was tough, but I love the way that they started out kind of a little out of it, the beginning of the game, and kind of got behind it quick. But then after Jack got hurt, it kind of woke them up a little bit, and they came back, and they battled, and that's hard because there is a lot of emotion that went into that game, and I'm sure the emotion that carried over from Hondo too. That was an emotional game, going down to the last second. I hope that it's time to also to cut the turnovers out. We gotta protect that ball. What was it, on 15-yard line or something like that, or were you were in y'all's red zone and fumbled it away? Or?
Yeah, we were
Come on, guys.
going down. We had the 3-point lead going in, and put it on the ground.
And that kicker too, kicking that field goal too, man. I mean, you got
even
if they get stopped there and not turn the ball over, they can still have a real good chance. Most high school teams don't have chances with their kicker.
Yeah, Crystal didn't have a kicker.
With DeVere, we're okay.
I saw the kicker from Crystal City. That was hilarious. I think he kicked it into the line or something like that.
Oh no!
But I mean, of course, I'm picking Uvalde all day, every day. But this could be, that 0-4 team that's looking for that win. So good luck and go Coyotes.
Yeah, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but we beat Fredericksburg over there last year, and I don't think Uvalde had beaten Fredericksburg in a very long time. I think first district game. I mean that gives us an advantage because we're home. We know that we can beat these guys. We know what they got. They have had a tough non-district schedule, but I mean that there's only so many beatings you can take. So maybe they're going to come in kind of a little discouraged, but. I'm going to take the Coyotes. If you can't make it to the Honey Bowl, listen in on UvaldeRadio.net. I'm going to be doing color commentary with Simon Pops Ortiz.
Sir.
And there's also going to be video streaming on the UCISD YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Awesome.
Coyotes.
Yeah. Coyotes, sir.
Yeah, before I say what I'm going to say about the game, I'm excited that Uvalde is finally catching up to put stuff on YouTube. I mean, it's ridiculous not to have it on there. I mean, we're a 4A school. There's so many things we need to act like we belong, and this is stuff that needs to be happening. There's so many people that would love to watch the game at home that can't make it to the game that are diehard fans, and sometimes the broadcast is a little rough and you can't hear things and stuff. Anyway, so besides that, first of all, my whole deal was that I'm thankful. I'm prayerful that Jet is better. And that was I think as a coach, and all I've ever done is coach Pee Wee and Little League and stuff like that. But as a coach, I can't imagine a young man laying on the field and not being able to move his extremities, and the horror. That's what it is. The terror that runs through your mind. So because these are all small blips in our life. I mean, I love sports. I love that my kids played sports, but it's still a small blip in your life, and you got a long life to go. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very and for them to rally back was very, very impressive. They could have just shut it down and been done for the night, you know. And Crystal City always brings it to us. When I was there, you know, that was many, many moons ago. There was no love at all. I mean, it was, and they've got a nice little stadium there. They spent their money well, and so, you know, I'm very impressed that they were able to hang in that game. So, you know, I'm always for Uvalde. Let's go get them, get that win, and you know, it makes things easier for us as we go forward. So, let's go.
Yeah, they're going to come up. Y'all are going to come up fired up. I mean, these kids are going to want to. You're not having. It's not redemption from last week, but they're going to want to play for Jet too a little bit, and you saw that coming back like they did against Crystal City. Yeah, some games would have been probably just called at that point, but I mean, those kids came out and they didn't lay down after.
Well,
that.
And after what happened, Coach Miller kind of called them and said, "Look, you know, what do y'all want to do? Like, I perfectly understand y'all want to stop, you know, or y'all want to keep going." And they were just like, "No, hell no, let's keep going." And you know, they played inspired and like I said, of course, and you know, it was almost a perfect start for Crystal City. You know, fumbled kickoff, scored. We had another turnover maybe or something, but you know, it just kind of happened real fast. Then it kind of evened out, you know, after that, and then like I said, they kind of pulled together and just kind of showed the toughness and, like I said, grittiness, and you know, overcoming everything that they overcame with what happened. And then, like I said, a few bad calls and different things, and we're still right in it. And really, it came down to, you know, a couple plays. If we recover that fumble on the punt, then we're right down there. If when we jump off sides and the quarterback fumbled the ball, everybody just kind of stopped for just a split second, and then that's how they got their kind of touchdown that gave them the lead. You know, we don't make a couple mistakes, we still beat them, and you know, so it comes down to that. We limit some of the mistakes. Yeah, we should take care of it.
Well, I know one thing that a lot of people have figured out the last 2 weeks is don't count Uvalde out. I mean, you know, you think you got them down, don't count them out because they're going to be right there at the end. So, but I think they rocked the Honey Bowl Friday night, and please come on out and watch them. And let's go, Coyotes.
Let's go, Eagles.
Yes, sir. Yeah, continued prayers of healing for Jet. Get well soon, buddy. Get healthy soon. I know you're back at school and everything. That's great news. Coach, you said Abraham Ali's going to be hopefully back this Friday, or?
Yeah, he's practiced some this week. Now,
right.
I don't think he'll be like 100% type thing,
okay.
but he should be back, and at least getting, you know, he'll be toting the rocks.
All right, good. Yeah, good. Can't wait to see him out there again too. Yeah, Coyotes, Matt Blanco, you got this, bud. Lead us, man. What can I say, man? Go Coyotes, dude. What else can I say, dude?
100%. Yeah. And as a former Uvalde quarterback that did end his senior season in concussion, dude, you are the quarterback of your family, so you're good. Health is first and foremost. Mm-hmm. So don't worry. You've done all you needed to do this year, for sure. So don't worry about that for a second. And it's a good thing the backup came in and
Matt came in and did a great job.
Yeah, no, I mean,
one pass too. I was like,
no, like Uvalde didn't have a score on the board, and then he came in and put two up right there like that, right? Or something like that. I was just listening to it on the radio. I will say, just as, you know, my caveat, we cannot be throwing balls at the ref when we have 3 timeouts and 2 minutes left on the clock and a 1-score game. Get your head together. What are you doing? That's all I'm going to say. Like, do not throw the ball at the ref and get flagged 15 yards and completely throw the game out the window.
Yep.
Be smarter than that, but let's go.
Yep.
Let's go, Uvalde, Coyotes, eat them up, yos. That's all I got to say.
You know, he said, you know,
Sorry.
he said quite a bit more after,
Oh, my
after
goodness.
you got to
Yeah,
that's
but
all I got to say.
Because I'd be throwing the ball at the ref for the entire practice the rest of the week until I passed out.
Like Tom Rogers used to say, I'm going to put a period in here. And
You'll find it.
So I'm just glad to see Uvalde and Fredericksburg. You know, I like them being in our district. They were for a long time, and they're competitive, and I'm glad to see them coming in here, and I hope we give them a good old Uvalde welcome and send them home with the L. So,
Yes, sir.
Go Coyotes.
All right, let's go Coyotes. You want to sing us out of here?
Let's go.
It's pizza time. They get that pizza.
It's pizza time. It's getting cold.
We'll always be loyal and true all through our school days, and when we are through, Uvalde, 3 cheers for you, rah, rah, rah. We pledge our hearts and ourselves to you.
Let's go, Yotes!
Rah, rah.
All right, good afternoon, folks. We're here with the Coach's Corner with the Chamber Picks. It's Wednesday. You know what time it is. We're looking forward to the Coyotes as they're coming off a 2-week road trip here from Hondo to Crystal City, and now we're going to coming back to the Honey Bowl to face one of our older teams that we play all the time, the Fredericksburg Baton Billies. But first, Coach, welcome. Another week. I believe this is the start of district, and but let's start off a little bit talking about last week's game. I was there and I saw it. I saw some. I mean, your players. I do got to say that they're stepping up. I mean, Blanco stepped up. After the unfortunate accident with Jet and stuff, and I think he played well. And y'all were right there at the end too. I know the refs definitely. And I'm not one to call the refs anything, but I don't know what.
Well, I had plenty to call them Friday night.
yeah. And but I think it was well deserved. They seemed to be kind of not knowing what was going on and almost losing control of the game a little bit. It seemed like both teams were kind of getting chippy, and then just some of those fumbles too at the end there, man. I don't know how you cannot give at least one of those fumbles to you guys,
Yeah.
but let us know what were your thoughts on the game last week.
Well, first of all, after all that happened with the bad officiating and with Jet getting hurt and all that, that game was lost on the 4 turnovers, and we can't turn the ball over 4 times. We're not going to beat anybody. I thought the first 3 were in the first 2 possessions. We dropped the kickoff, then we had a fumble, then we had an interception. I thought we were just trying to do too much. Just let the game come to you and just play. And we didn't do a very good job of that last week, and we were kind of overhyped maybe. But then, kind of the air went out of the sails of everybody when Jet got hurt. And to be honest with you, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen on an athletic field in my entire life. It was just horrifying. And when they got him on the ambulance, I went and asked the kids. I walked over there because, I tried to get on the ambulance and they wouldn't let me. And I told them, I said, guys, we don't have to finish this thing. I said, this is not a district game. If y'all want to be done, I completely understand, because that's kind of where I was. And they're like in unison, no, we want to play. Like, okay. And then we came out and played, and we quit making mistakes, and we ran off 17 straight points. And then we're going to go up with about 6.5 minutes left. We're going to go up 2 scores, and we fumbled down there inside the 15-yard line, and that kind of ended the deal. And just we can't do that. We're not good enough to make that many mistakes and win football games. I mean, Crystal City's, they're a good football team. I wouldn't say they're great, and we still had a chance at the end to win that thing. And on the fumble down on the goal line, the referee told me that it was a clear and obvious strip and fumble, but there was an inadvertent whistle, and by rule, the ball goes back to the offense. I didn't hear a whistle. And I'll be honest with you, and I don't mind. I can get in trouble if I want. I don't really care anymore. Last year, when we didn't get an onside kick in the Alamo Dome, I called them out on social media, and we haven't gotten a call since then. In fact, I had an official tell me before the Hondo game that he appreciates all the hard work and he feels bad because I'm never going to get a fair shake. So it's out there, and I brought it upon myself. And you just got to hope one of these days these guys lock in and do their job right.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because, like I said, I was there at the game and watching and stuff, and it just seemed like every little thing that right when y'all are about to get that momentum back going, the refs had to throw a flag, or y'all got a first down and there was a flag, or you said the fumble, inadvertent whistle. Like, when does that happen? That just doesn't. I feel that it's just some weird things happen that game that you don't normally see on an everyday Friday.
It was a bad vibe all night. I mean, it really was. Even in the locker room before the game, it just felt off.
Yeah, I would say the Cows did look like they came out a little, like you said, right off the bat, it was a little until Jack got hurt, and then I guess it kind of woke him up a little bit. But it was a tough game, and but you did have some kids step up. Blanco, that kid's got an arm on him.
Yeah, I'm proud of Matthew. Matthew told me yesterday in practice, he goes, I've been Jets backup since Pee Wee, so he gets his chance now, and
maybe this is
he's had a good week of practice.
Right here.
Good news is, unless something crazy happens, we should get Abraham back this week, and that'll be a big lift for us.
Yeah, that's good. And I'm so glad Jet is okay. I went to school with his dad and stuff, and I know his mom, and he's in the same grade as my daughter. So, it was definitely a good sign. But I love to see the people in the crowd praying together. And I thought that was the great scene, and just the community really rallied behind them and stuff. I thought that was great that unfortunately it takes sometimes things like that to get us together, but it was nice seeing everybody for once kind of coming together to pray for somebody. And but now we got the district starts. This is where you make your money, coaching, getting to the playoffs and all that. Am I correct, right?
Yeah. I told him after the game, I said, look, we could be 0-4 and 4-0. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter.
0-0.
We've got multiple kids out. We got 1 or 2 coming back this week, which is a good thing. But, and then I told him yesterday in practice that this is virtually a playoff game. The way our district sets up, if we win this one, we're in pretty good shape. If we don't, then we're going to uphill struggle the rest of the year. So it's as big a game as I've had here. The kids understand it. And the one thing about our kids, we've gotten too many penalties and we turned the ball over too much the other night. But man, you can't never question their effort. I mean, they play their asses off as hard as they can all the time. And I don't expect any different. And we could just clean up a little bit on the other deal. To me, Fredericksburg's not any better than Hondo or Crystal City or any of those guys. We just got to quit making mistakes.
Yeah, they are. And so far in the season, I know Kerrville's 0-4. I mean, they just haven't looked good at all. They did the last game against Burnett was pretty close, but all the other
now that's a killer schedule, though. I mean,
yeah, it is.
A lot of teams in the state be 0-4 with that schedule.
So hopefully, none of the players are trying to overlook that 0-4 because, like you said, I don't think that speaks to what they actually are. Like you said, I mean, just Kerrville, Tivy alone, I think Kerrville can beat anybody at this point in this one of the top.
And they look really good this year. I watched that film.
Yeah, it's probably nice that we're not playing Kerrville right now.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
Yeah. I know some of the old schoolers will say different. Oh no, we beat Kerrville and stuff, but I think I'll take not playing Kerrville this year. They look really good.
This year for sure. A couple years ago I would have played them, but not this. Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with them this year.
Yeah, but yeah, so we got it coming in. I know it's future Yotes nights too, so that's a lot of those guys you have now. They kind of started out with the tackling league back in the day. This is kind of like one of the first classes I want to say of when it started, years ago. Now that they're the varsity football players and stuff too, but but the crowd did show up too on Friday, and I bet you they're going to show up to this one too, hopefully, because Fredericksburg I never really.
Yeah, no, the crowds have been amazing. Like we've sold out our sides. It looks like it from the sideline anyway. Both Hondo and Crystal City, the home crowds have been great. I don't expect any different, and they love these kids, and they see the effort they're giving. And I say, just a couple more mistakes, and we're easily 4-0.
Yeah, I would have to agree because I mean, both of those last 2 games, you guys, those are games that y'all could have come out ahead, and I think it was just for a couple of mistakes here and there. But man, I think this is going to be a good game. Don't overlook Fredericksburg, Uvalde. I think they're going to come in, and they're probably going to be hungry. This is kind of reminds me of the Ravens and Cowboys. I didn't think the Cowboys were going to do anything because the Ravens were coming in. They weren't looking to go 0-3, and
Yeah. Well, and not only that is they took us lightly last year and we beat their butts. So
Yeah, so this
they
game might be
they
circled.
know it's capable. We're capable of doing it this year.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, well, that's good that you got you. Hopefully, if everything goes well, you got Ale coming back. I think that's a good one. And any big adjustments or anything that you're making for this week?
Offensively, it's just what does Matt do well, and we've worked on those kind of things all week, and he feels really comfortable with the things that we plan on running this week, and that's good. And Rocky's played real well, and he's still going to play a bunch, but Abe's kind of a safety blanket. They feel like they can turn and give it to him, and he can get 3 or 4 yards no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So just seeing him at practice kind of got him up this week. And then defensively, probably more of a 3-man front than a 4-man front, simply because of injuries on the defensive line. I mean, at one point in time in practice Monday, we had 3 healthy defensive linemen, and that was it.
Wow. Yeah,
we're gonna probably run. We'll still run some of our old stuff defensively, but you may see a lot more 3-man fronts this week.
Well, that's awesome, folks. Once again, this is the Coach's Corner. It's Wednesday. We start a big week here in high school football with Uvalde, with district starting. So this is kind of the new season. It's everybody's in our district is 0-0 at this point. So I hope you guys get it. And I think this getting that first one off the list will be a good start to the district slate that you got coming up next. Because after this, then next week is against I can't remember. Next week is
Somerset. It's against Somerset, and I'll say this: for all the animosity that we have against Crystal City and Hondo, that's nothing. My kids absolutely hate Somerset, so that'll be another charged up one that night.
Yeah, it's this is a put that we're in the meat of the season right now, I think too, and
right.
This is kind of, but I think good, folks. I hope you guys come out on Friday, support the Coyotes there as they start their district slate for 2024. And they bringing in the Fredericksburg Band and Billies. Here they come all the way from Fredericksburg. That's not the close trip either, and it's a pretty drive, but I like Uvalde better.
For sure.
And it's just not very nice over there. Every time I've gone over there, I feel like I get funny looks or something in Fredericksburg. Maybe I don't drink enough expensive wine or something. I don't know what it is, but I like the cheap beer. But that's
right, myself.
But all right, Coach. Well, I wish you luck this week. Just keep getting those kids prepared, and we'll see you Friday night. And Uvalde come out, show out, and let's show the Fredericksburg Band and Billies that they ain't coming in to get no W. We ain't gonna give them that one.
That's right. No, come support the kids. This is a big game this week, and man, they feed off the energy. So y'all come watch the Coyotes. It's gonna be a good one again.
Yep, and again, that's this Friday, folks, at the Honey Bowl here in Uvalde against Uvalde versus Fredericksburg. Future Yotes night, so come out and look at those guys. See your future Coyotes coming up. And with that, we'll see you later. And tune in tonight for Chamber Picks, as this is airing too. And this will also air during Friday during a couple of different shows with Uvalde Radio and the actual radio station. But Coach, thank you very much. I wish you luck, and we'll see you.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.